if you're not impressed, you weren't watching the game.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Okay, let me get these comments out the way really quickly. Yes, I know it's the Portland Trailblazers. They're not a good team. The San Antonio Spurs were going against a pretty bad team this season. I get it, okay? I understand. But with that being said, we're not that great of a team either, okay? We're very middle of the road. And there was something about this game that really stood out to me. And it wasn't the blowout, okay? Now, the San Antonio Spurs, first and foremost, right out the gate, they were destroying the Trailblazers. I mean, second quarter, 43 points to the Trailblazers 20. They dominated. They destroyed them. But that's not one thing that I wanted to, that really stood out to me. That's not something I really wanted to pinpoint. What I wanted to pinpoint is that this might have been one of the three. I'll say one of the three, at least top three most impressive wins I've seen from the San Antonio Spurs this season. And I'll just be honest. It was pretty amazing. And what stood out was the efficiency from the team overall. The fact that they had 56.8% field goal percentage with a 43.2% three-point percentage. That's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal. But it is two players that stood out to me in particular. Now, first and foremost, I know that a lot of people are going to point towards Devin Vassell and obviously Keldon Johnson, with them scoring the most points on the team. But I will say this. They had one of those games where it was so efficient. And I know this is going to sound weird, but hear me out, okay? It's just one of those things. If you watch basketball long enough, you'll know what I'm talking about. They were so efficient and so smooth till when I looked at the scoreboard, I didn't even know that they scored that many points. Like they were there, but it was just like, wow, they really got those many points. It was a very strange game for those two, because yes, I was expecting them to, me to look at the scoreboard and say, okay, they did well today, but I wasn't expecting them to be the leader scorers. And there's two players in particular that stood out to me the most. So Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, you guys did great. You're the bomb. You're awesome. Great job. I mean, 5 for 8 from 3 from Keldon, 4 for 8 for Devin Vassell. Like, you can't do better than that. So they did great. But the two players that stood out to me is Joshua Primo and your boy Lonnie Walker. Now, looking at the scoreboard, you're not going to be that impressed, okay? If you didn't watch the game, you'll look at this and you just say, oh, okay, 13 points, 4 for 10. He didn't play that well. But if you actually paid attention to the game, I will argue that Joshua Primo, at least this game, Joshua Primo was kind of the emotional leader throughout the game. Like, he was so invested, and I was not expecting that. Now, Josh Primo, he'll show some emotion, but this game, he was really into it. And maybe it was because he felt like this is his opportunity to really show what he can do, with obviously DeJounte Murray being out. But Lonnie Walker was also very emotional. They were really into this game, and I felt every single point from those two. It was so impactful, and it might have been the crowd, okay? It might have been the crowd being hype about it, but I don't think so. Lonnie Walker made some really tough shots. He had a poster in there. He had one layup that was just crazily distorted. I have no idea how he got his body to do that. And then with Joshua Primo, he had a few key plays in there where we were like, wow. And they really seemed like they were carrying the team emotionally. And the reason why I labeled this video the future, right? Just talking about a glimpse into the future, is that this is the type of team that could potentially win a championship with 1 or 2 or 3 more stars. But not only that, I would say maybe 2, honestly. But not only that, but we've gotten to see that there's so much potential here. Now, while Lonnie Walker is still kind of in the air, and I know a lot of people are with me on that, where it's like, I don't know, who knows. I would argue that, look, yes, bring Lonnie Walker back. I think that he's good enough that you can bring him back, and you should bring him back, and he'll play up to his contract. But then he hasn't really shown so much till he'll be, out of our reach if we wanted to bring him back. So I think the Spurs will be able to bring him back, and I would say definitely do it. And one thing that I saw about this team that I was really impressed with, and I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to spend this video to say this guy needs to go, this guy needs to go, because there's a few guys in my mind where I'm like, okay, they're replaceable. I can replace this player. I don't want to focus on that. What I want to focus in on is that they were hitting the marks on every single facet of the game. And what I mean by that is 3-point percentage, as I said, 43.2%. but we really saw how balanced this team is. Keldon Johnson has been phenomenal as far as being that catch and shoot player, as far as being the vocal leader, as far as being the emotion in the heart of the team. He's been that all season long. Well, majority of the season. He started off pretty rough, but he's gotten pretty great. So overall, yes. So we have the heart. The heart is there. We have the emotion. We have the leaders there. Not only that, we have the defense in the paint. Now I know we're not one of the most efficient teams when it comes to in the paint, but defensively, I'm pretty impressed by them. We got some shot blockers. Now we're gonna need some lockdowns, but we got some shot blockers. And one thing that I saw the Spurs doing an effort or making an effort of is getting Zach Collins into the paint. Now it was quite a few turnovers trying to get him the ball. I think that's just a matter of them, not playing together much and just making some really bad passes. Jock Landale in particular made two really terrible passes to him that were turnovers. But overall, Zach Collins, he played great. He went 3 for 5, but he went 9 for 12 from the free throw line, and that just speaks volumes of how hard he was working down there. Eight defensive rebounds, 1 offensive rebound, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. So great in the paint. And even if we go outside of that, okay, a lot of teams, they either have great 3-point shooting, maybe a little bit of paint presence, but one thing that they don't have is what we have right here. And what we have is really good mid-range shooting. I think Devin Vassell is going to be a phenomenal mid-range scorer. Josh Primo can score at any point or any part of the court. Lonnie Walker, he kind of has 2 modes. I mean, I'll be honest. Lonnie Walker, he's really great around the rim, or he's hitting a catch and shoot 3. Most of the time, that's what I see from him. But overall, I really did like what I saw from Devin Vassell as far as being that mid-range threat. And Trey Jones, I think that the Spurs are really going to sit back and evaluate the point guard position. I mean, I really do think they are, because Trey Jones, I will say this, while he can be more aggressive, and he should be more aggressive offensively at times, I will say he's fundamentally sound. He is a legit point guard. He's fundamentally sound. He did everything right. He made the right reads. Josh Primo got in some trouble during this game, and they went straight to Trey Jones so he can calm things down. So he did his thing. But overall, I just want to say, and I don't think I'm missing anything. I mean, Jock Landale, he hit 2 really big threes. I just think this team is super balanced, and it really is just a few players you take out. You get a new player in the draft, and the Spurs, I kid you not, I could see just in a couple years them being in that position of being a championship contender, because they're so mature. They're learning so quickly, but they're so mature. They play so hard with so much heart, and every single night, even though they didn't win a lot of games this season, every single night they're giving the other team hell. Now, I'm not stepping back from what I said at all. I do not want the San Antonio Spurs to be in the play-in. I think it's worthless. I think the only reason we will be in the play-in at this point, trying to get into the playoffs, is just for Spurs fans. And, me too. Okay, I would like to do this. Just to, laugh at Lakers fans, because it is funny that they don't make it. But honestly, I don't like the Lakers just like any other guy. Lakers making it and losing in the play-in is way more enjoyable to me than watching my Spurs potentially miss out on another, good player. Just even if it's a pick ahead, I just don't want to do it, because I really do believe this upcoming draft, we have so much potential, so much. And I know that we have plenty of first round draft picks lined up, so we're going to get some great talent regardless, but I just want to maximize that, because this team is so good as far as mentally that I don't think that they can get worse than this. So this is going to be our best opportunity to get that superstar, and we're more than likely not going to get in free agency. We're definitely probably going to go after Aiden, but we're not. Other than Aiden, I don't see us doing anything else in the near future of getting a superstar. So look, I'm happy. I think the Spurs are playing phenomenal, mentally phenomenal all season long. I'll just be honest. All season long, they've been phenomenal. They've been there. They've made mistakes. All their mistakes is strictly due to their age. It has nothing to do with their heart, nothing to do with their focus, nothing to do with any of that. It literally is just their age, and you love to see it. And the fact that they're number 10 right now in the West just speaks volumes of what they've been this season. They're better than the Lakers. Everybody want to talk about how the Lakers are so bad this season and whatnot. At the end of the day, they have some concrete superstars. They have someone who was an MVP, and obviously they have LeBron James, who gets compared to Michael Jordan. He shouldn't, but he does. So look, the Lakers have superstars, and we're better than them. So look, the San Antonio Spurs, you're doing great. Keep doing your thing. But Lonnie Walker and Josh Primo, they seem really dangerous. They play well together, by the way, too. But I'll just get with you guys later. I know that was like a long soliloquy. Is that what you call that? Soliloquy? I guess that was a soliloquy. I'll get with you guys later, man. Until next time. Deuces. Oh, wait. If you want to support the channel, only $2 per month. Patreon, YouTube members. Deuces.